Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing today? Get the camera here. There we go. That looks good. Get the music on. Get whatever that was out of the way. We've got today's affirmation. Some people are really sick, so avoid them. Some people are really sick, so avoid them. That is our affirmation for today. If somebody drags you down, if you feel like you're not getting positive energy from them, if they're taking up too much of your time, if they're doing something that, you just plain don't like, avoid them. Sometimes talking doesn't help. People are going to be the way that they want to be, so just let them. As Mel Robbins says, just let them. Some people are really sick, so just avoid them. Good affirmation and reminder for today. I thought we'd do something a little bit different today. I thought we would talk about overlapping colors. Overlapping two colors generally gives you a third color, because colored pencils are a transparent medium. And I thought this was the perfect page to kind of display that with the overlapping circles here. I'm going to start off, these are my colors. This is a cream yellow. And we're just going to color the full circle. Just get a basic base layer down. We're going to take another color, let's say orange red. Hey, orange red will work. And we're going to do the same in the next circle. And we're not going to do anything but just simply overlap the two colors. That's it. And you notice then, it's not yellow anymore, it's not red anymore, it's now an orange color. Hi TK, happy Friday. How you doing this afternoon? We're going to grab cobalt blue. And you notice I'm just simply coloring one color over the other. Olive green. congratulations, TK. TK's getting his new electric wheelchair a week from Monday. That's exciting. This is Shallow Pink. And you notice as we go around, some colors make a bigger impact than others. This is orange. Now then, if I come back in with that original color again, in this square there will now be 3 layers of color. Like that. And you notice as we go around, it'll start to smooth out the color. I promise you I'm coloring with a blue pencil right now. That's the blue we started with, and this is the blue-green that we have now. And you notice pink over green doesn't do a whole lot. Makes it a little more pink, you know. Makes it green with a hint of pink. And here now we've got this vibrant orange-pink color. That's the pink we started with, and that's the color we have now when we blend it with an orange color. Hi Sherry, how are you today? Glad to see you. Now if we want to, we can go back in here now and add a second layer of yellow to start to smooth it out. Like that. And the more layers you have, the darker your color will be. Well, that's one way to make a darker color. Like that. Notice I'm not going back over with another layer where they overlap. The centers like this now have 2 layers, and where they overlap has 3. Now, if you want to smooth it out even further, you can take a blending pencil. I can talk today. Thank you. And a blending pencil or a colorless blender is just your basic wax or oil combination without any pigment in it. And when you go back over, it pushes all the pigment down into the holes and all those little valleys on your paper, and it smooths out the top. Now, if I want to go over this with another layer, it's going to be difficult because what I'm doing here is obliterating the tooth of the paper. There won't be anything left much for the pencils to grip on. Occasionally you'll have to clean the tip of your colorless blender. Or you'll break it like that. That happens too. Not that important. Like that. I thought we'd do this fun exercise today about overlapping colors, Sherry. And I'm picking colors pretty randomly. And once I'm done, don't ask me to remember what order I put them in. Ha ha ha. Now let's go with the brown. This is brown. But this is one way to help learn your colors. Oh, go away, fly. You're not invited. And since colors are new to me, I thought this would be a fun exercise today. And when we go back over this, oh shoot, I shouldn't have done that. I meant to go over here. Oopsies. Wrong side. Well, we'll just get a dark color next. We'll do purple. You have been looking at this picture, huh? It's a fun one. Now we're just going to cover that up with some brown. And pretend we didn't do that. Oh, we didn't do the second layer brown. Go away, fly. You're not welcome. And a little blending pencil. Orange? What orange? You know, I never know until I sit down to do something, Sherry, how I want to do something. I really don't. Right now I'm doing random. Of course, if I don't like that, I can do a different one over here on the other page. That's why I did it this way. Go away, fly. I've got the fans going today. Thank you so much, FS Farmer. Have a beautiful day. Thank you, Sherry. I thought it would be fun to give, you know, two similar pictures on each page. Plus, a lot of them I couldn't decide which one I liked better. The gray backgrounds are fun, but you can also do your own on the other page, you know. So, these are all the colors that I've pulled out of the case recently for different things. Whether it be for the pineapple or the Egyptian piece or the other pieces that I don't have even pictures of to show anybody yet. Some things I do off camera, you know, just for me. So, but all of these pencils I pulled out are ones that I've already pulled from the case and used on something or another. Canary yellow. Now, believe it or not, what I'm going to do next, this is one of my favorite combinations, is purple over yellow, or yellow over purple. It turns it to a beautiful brown. But I think that's a much more interesting brown now than the regular brown. Ink blue. Ink blue is one of my favorites from the Cooler line. It's really pretty. It looks just like a Bic stick round ink pen. And I have written with many, many, many Bic sticks over the years. And of course, yellow and blue make green. The ink blue. The ink blue is awesome. The Vic round sticks are awesome too. That was just my pen of choice growing up. I wrote a lot in high school and college, and that was my pen of choice. Now they have you type everything. Back then, not so much. Let's do this one. Ginger yellow. This one is a very, what I would call tan color. They call it ginger yellow. Yes, a big round. Yes, the big brown stick. It could be quite messy at times. I did that already. Uh-oh. Pardon me, I dropped a pencil. Recovered. Can't be losing the blender pencil. There we go. I know, get out the fluffy butt. The good thing about my book is it's okay to practice in it. You know, we're not trying to make a masterpiece here. It's literally meant for on-the-go coloring. Sherry says she's worn a lot of ink from the Bic. Yes. But at the same time, that's almost part of the charm of it. We haven't done green for a minute. Let's do a green. Light olive. This is another one of my favorite colors. Very earthy kind of green. Yes, it was the era of our school days. Just having to write everything by hand. Let's smooth that out a little bit. Make sure you have enough pigment down before you use your blender. And drop all the rest of the pencils on your paper too. Oopsies. I'm going to sharpen this real quick, a little bit. Let's go with dark gray. I usually end up wiping it on my pants. And I just broke it. Ah. Could be because it's warm out today, too. It's probably 88 right now. Mid-80s at least. And occasionally, you'll get what just happened there. In that little spot right there, I accidentally lifted up the gray. Oops. Sometimes you can put it back down and other times you can't. Depends on the paper. Alright. Let's go with the yellow. Creamy yellow. That one's a little hard to see. Not much of a difference because there's a big difference in light yellow and dark gray. Now, if I did want this more yellow, I can go back in with more yellow. But I'm not going to get a bright yellow out of it. Doesn't matter how many layers I put on here. And that's what makes working on black paper so interesting, is you really have to work at it to get those bright colors to show up. On a black background. I'm going to do turquoise next. Well, aqua. That's the name they call it, aqua. Why you're not invited? That's really pretty. I like that. But I like that result right there. Cadmium red. That's a pretty purple color. Let's see. Yellowish green. This will be interesting. The ants aren't invited either. I guess they think they're my buddies. See, that didn't do much at all to that red. Again, because this is a light color. If you want more equilibrium, you'd have to decrease the red and increase the green if you want a more drastic change. And the thicker your paper, the more layers you can put on there. Oh, I don't know what you are, but you're gone. I like the way that looks. I didn't get that one smoothed out enough. There we go. I don't like the gray either. There we go. That's smoothed out better. Ah, come on. Sorry about that going blurry on me, guys. I hate when the camera does that. Ultramarine. That would make a wonderful shadow color for that green. Look at that. That's pretty. That's fun together. The blending pencil just blends it all together and smooths everything out. Right like that. I know, quit using my fingers. Now we can see here, right there, that little dot, that's a little extra pigment that won't blend out. Maybe. Oh, it did blend out. There we go. Sometimes the pencils deposit a little extra pigment on the page. Sometimes I take a craft knife to them. And then that lifted a little bit of the blue too, so we'll put a little bit of that back. This is Amazon paper. It's first time I've used the colors on the Amazon paper, I believe. Get that evened out here. Ochre. Ooh, that's a nice dark. That's real pretty. That is ochre and ultramarine right there. We gotta have some autumn gold in here. Autumn gold is my favorite yellow. It's an orange yellow color. That makes that a richer color. I think that's gorgeous together. go. Let's do dark pink. Well, hi Jess, how are you today? How about let's reverse the roles? Can you hear me okay? I'm glad you're doing well today. Yay, grocery shopping out of the way. Did Juan make it home okay? Okay, I hope he gets home safe and sound. We're doing some simple overlapping colors today, Jess. And that is, we're simply putting down one color and then coloring over it. Not doing anything fancy at all. Just doing some real simple overlapping colors. This is from my book, Ivy's Peculiar Patterns. It is a great book for on-the-go coloring. Be great to take in the truck, you know? It's small, it's compact. Slips right down in your purse or your bag. And nobody cares if you mess up in it. It's not meant to be a masterpiece. It's meant to be a workbook or a trial book or a see what these colors look like book, or I have 5 minutes and if I don't color I'm going to go crazy book. I need to de-stress book. Oh, I like those two colors together. This is Autumn Gold and Deep Pink. Thank you. I hope so. But if not, that's okay too. You know, the colors are new to me. And so part of this for me is learning what they do and what they look like. You know, I've got my Prismacolors pretty much dialed in, but I don't have the colors dialed in yet because I've only had them, what, about a month, I think. Oh, there's the real life train. This one's this one's simply called Red. Yes, it's hard to talk over it, so when the train comes, I tend to announce that there's a train and then I stop talking. Like you can't hear it. I live about a block from the railroad tracks. And I have all my life, well, most of my life, not all of it, most of it. So I'm rather used to it. And I think it's too quiet when I live somewhere that doesn't have a train going by. Isn't that weird? And this is just going to darken that pink right up. Look at how rich that looks now. I love that. If they aren't honking, you're good. I'm used to it. I mean, I've probably had 45 years by the railroad tracks. Isn't that a great color right there? How that just brightened that pink up with just that little bit of red. I have Jess, but I don't have enough of a following to warrant selling the pages individually. Now, on my Patreon page, I got 2 of my books up that you can buy digitally. I don't have the 3rd one up yet. For $10, you can buy a digital copy of the whole book, but not a single page. Which 2 do I have up there? I know I've got to do 1 more. It's a pain in the butt to do. That's why I haven't done more. That's why I haven't got the 3rd one done yet. That's also a new feature on Patreon. Let me see here. Ivy's Magical Adventures is up there. And Ivy's Peculiar Patterns is up there. I'm missing the Sunflower Spectacular yet. But Etsy fees and I are not in the same price bracket right now. In other words, I couldn't sell enough yet to make up for the fees that I would have to pay for them on Etsy. Now, I could do them individually on Patreon, but again, that's going to be a pain in the butt to upload them individually. Some of them I do. Now, for my Patreon members, if you're a monthly member there, I will upload anything and get it in a PDF form so you can download it, and that is free of charge. Anytime any one of my Patreons says, hey, I want a copy of this, I get it to them, you know? And that's just one of the perks of being one of my Patreon members. $5 a month, you know? And you can access my entire library of stuff that I have drawn. Obviously, I can't sell anybody else's works, but anything I've done, I give to my patrons for free. I think that's a great deal, you know? So, all they got to do is speak up and let me know which one they want, and I'll get it off to them. And that's something I don't talk about enough. Is why would you want to be one of my patrons? Well, that's one reason why. You get free stuff. My patrons have exclusive access to me anytime they want as well. If they want to collaborate on a project or have questions or whatnot, they know how to get a hold of me directly. And I'll answer them as soon as I can. They take priority on everything I do. Let's see, what color should we do next? All of these colors that I pulled out here today are colors that I've already used in a piece in the Imagimorphia. Oh, speaking of which, since everybody's here right now, well, not everybody, but let me get this stuff out of the way first. Oh, if you didn't see the fellow we did the other day, I think most everybody in here has seen him. But the page before that I finished up was right there. I didn't do a background yet. Sue me, you know. Y'all know by now backgrounds are not my favorite. Oh, I forgot to date it. Anyway, here's some other pages that we've done out of this book. That's the cover page. Mescalans of Clonadra, Autumn's Magic by Karen Myers. We color out of this book on Tuesdays. Thank you. Oh yes, and that's the other page we've done. That's the first page I did back on 5/27. That's when we started this book. Thank you. On Tuesdays we color in this book. And I'm going to keep that up until we get it done. The cool thing about Karen's book, she's included 2 copies of all the pictures. So if one doesn't turn out the way you want, you get a second chance. And I love that about this book. Alright. I didn't want those. I told you I had 2 Sugar Skull books. Haven't done much with them yet. Probably will. Probably do a Sugar Skull soon. Let me show you some of the other stuff that I haven't recorded from this book. I have not recorded anything on this page with the little cuckoo clock. Right, scan and print it out. Another page that I did in here, let me see if I can find it. This page here was it's not finished yet, obviously, I've got some room, was my page to test colors on in this book. Oh, what does this color look like? Oh, what does that color look like? Oh, what does this color look like? And I put them all on this page. Still got a few more things to go on it, but that's why it's a hodgepodge. And some things aren't done. Of course, there's the pineapple that everybody's seen already. I think that's all that you guys have seen. There's the skull. there's where I'm at on the skull. The next video that I do on it will be doing the skull itself. We'll be tackling that probably next week. And then there's what I've got done so far on the Egyptian piece. This has been a lot of fun. This one I did a gray underpainting, and now I'm going over it with color. So it makes it like a grayscale coloring page, where literally at this point you just add the color and the shadows pop out. Because I've already done the shadows. Anyway, that's what I've done this week in Imagimorphia. I'll get everything back up here again. Like I said, I live in an RV with limited space right now. Everything gets stacked. I move things about 50 times a day. Okay. Let's do... I only have two more choices. I only have two more choices to do. Let's do... Oops. Let's throw the pencils around. Golden orange. Which really reminds me of a dark pumpkin color. I never try to put all the color down at once. Even though it ends up being a single layer, because that hurts my hands. Hurts my hands if I want to press down hard. I don't like doing that. Thank you. Thank you. Ooh, I like that. That's real nice together. That's a fiery red color. That'd be good in flames. And let's do... Got a yellow on either side. Let's do burnt umber. All these colors have been picked on the fly. No particular order. Smooth that out a little bit. Oops, sorry about that. Camera's right at my forehead. And we got to dig all the way under here. There it is. To find that first cream yellow in our stack. And just smooth it out. This is that blender pencil. It just smooths everything out and mixes it together. Mostly. Like that. And now we've got an idea of different colors that I really like that look good together. Like this one right here is probably my favorite, that red and that turquoise. I'm sorry, it was aqua. That was aqua and cadmium red. I really like that combination there. See, that's why I probably should have wrote them down too before I did this, or as I did it. But hey, luckily for me, I've got the video to go back to and rewatch and see what colors it was exactly, because I called them all out as I did them. But that is probably my favorite right there. I also love this blue and this green right here. That was yellowish green and ultramarine. Those two looked really nice together right there. That red and that magenta coming together was really nice too, right here. That was pretty. But now this kind of has they remind you now of little coins that are overlapping. Little cellophane pieces that are overlapping each other, and I think that makes a nice effect. And all we did was simply layer colors over another. We didn't do anything special. Just one color after another. That was it. Now then, because I know that I like this green and this red right here, or I'm sorry, this, not that green and red, this turquoise and this red, aqua, 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 aqua. I will remember that. What we're going to do now, Now we're going to play some. Now here I put down the aqua, I put down the red. Now we're going to cover it with the opposite color. And they will look slightly different depending on which color you put down first. Here we're going to be a little bit more thorough. Like that. Yeah, or like stained glass. And there we go. Let's zoom in a little bit. Can you see how this looks now? It's got an eerie kind of quality to it, from a purple to a turquoise color. A little bit of red in there, a little bit of turquoise. That's how you end up with really cool colors in your pieces. I love that. I love that combination. Now, what happens if we start with red instead of turquoise? Now we've got an almost black color over here, all the way up to a red. And those are the same two pencils. You just saw me do it. That's why it's important to play with your colors and the proportions of your colors. I love how that turned out. Love it, love it, love it. You see, these ones here are a little bit darker than these ones here. Thank you. And all I did was leave a little white on the paper to make it look like a little highlight there. You can rewind the video later, watch it again, you know, see how exactly I did it, but I only used 2 pencils to make all those colors. That's why I say, you know, a lot of times if you're just starting out, start off with just 12 pencils. Get a set of 12 of whatever brand you want to buy, or the smallest number, and learn how to work with those 12 pencils first. Now, I went a little bit overboard when I bought the Colors. I have a whole bunch of pencils to learn at once. Please don't do that. Don't do that to yourself as somebody new. You know, if you're out there and you've never colored before, don't do that to yourself. Do not overwhelm yourself. Learn what colors are. Learn how they play together. But that right there is exactly why I tell people, if you've got 12 colors, you can make any color you want. You know, we've done it. We've done a whole rainbow here of fun colors. Pardon me. And I think those 2 colors are beautiful together. Now we did yellowish green and ultramarine right here. So we'll repeat the exercise. And this right here is what I refer to when I call something a base color. The base color of this item is blue. The base color of this item is green. It's a very basic overall color of an object. And I'm intentionally going darker with the blue on one side to do that gradient. Put more layers over here where you want it darker. And then lighten up as you go over. How aren't those fun? I'm really trying to throw my pencils around today. Yes, it is very overwhelming with a big set. Mine was what, 120, 126? Which one did I get? 126? See, I can't even remember. There were so many. Get the light over here a little bit better. There we go. Anything beyond the basic 12 are what I call convenience colors. It's great to just, grab a darker pink rather than trying to add something to pink to make it a darker pink. That's why we have two different colors of pink here. But you can do it. We just did it right there. We just made a darker pink by adding a little bit more red to it. 120 is cooler. All right. I could look on my Amazon list of what I bought. What did I get again? But once you learn those 12, it's much easier then to mix and match the more colors you add to it. But which color goes down will depend on what the item color reads as. I know it. That's one reason why everybody loves me, because I'm not afraid to be silly. This is a turquoise item. This is a red item. This is a green item. This is a blue item. And I love how that works out and how it makes them look different. Now then, these two, that was that turquoise with creamy yellow. Was that creamy? Yeah, I think that's creamy yellow. But the one I'm most interested in is this one right here. That's why I like this page so much, because it is a bunch of balls, a bunch of spheres, and it gets you to practice that shading. I mean, if you want to. It's a good page to practice that on. I love this book. I love it. It's so handy. Anyway, end up with something like that. But if we start off with turquoise, awfully hard to color a darker color with a lighter color. Much easier to go the other direction. Much easier to go from light to dark than it is from dark to light. Anyway, you get something like that. Now what you can do also is come in here with a very, very, very light amount of turquoise. Aqua. I'll remember that color. Oh, let me zoom back out a little bit. I'm right off the page now. That didn't help. Come on, some more. That's good enough. If you come in with a very, very, very light amount of aqua, just teeny tiny little amount. And then you put the yellow over it. It's going to be a brighter color. Like that. How fun is that? And if you decide, that's not dark enough for me, come back in with a little bit of that aqua. Do something like that. I love how this is looking. I had no plan. I had absolutely zero plan when I started this today. Except for I wanted to talk a little bit about layering colors. You can call it blending if you want. I think blending to me, okay, when you work with wax pencils, Prismacolors. Prismacolors deposit, yeah, all those colors with just two pencils. Prismacolors deposit the wax on the paper. And what you can do is you can literally lift up wax that you've already deposited, mix it with the new color, and put it back down again. And to me, that's more blending, is when you literally physically mix them up. This is layering. It's a gradient. Is it blending? Well, you use the colorless blender. It's kind of blending. I guess it's a form of it. I think of it more of it smoothing it out. But yeah, that's why you want to play around with your colors, because you can end up with way more colors than you can even imagine. aside for a minute. You know, I mean, we could do that back again with the turquoise here. A way lighter amount of turquoise. It's cadmium red. And then go in with your blending pencil. And now you've got a beautiful pastel version of that. And you can still come back in here if you want to make this a little bit darker. A little bit like that. It kind of looks otherworldly, I think, those two colors together. All right, everybody take a break. I gotta go get another drink. Don't put those down there. I'll put that there. I will be back in just a moment. Gotta go get another drink. Yes, absolutely doing bubbles with them. They're fun. And it's just two pencils. Any two pencils you want to put together, play with them. You know, if you think something might look good with something, do it. You know, there are colors on here that I'm more fond of than others. Yeah, little air bubbles. I think my favorite is, anyway, I'm going to go get a drink, and I will be right back. Because everybody needs to get up for a minute, stretch their legs. Okay, that's what I got to do. I've been sitting here long enough. I got to get up and stretch. So everybody get up and stretch. Roll your shoulders. I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Get situated here. Whew. Tell you what, it's really warm out here. Sometimes I don't notice how warm it is until I go into the air conditioning. But it is 86 out right now. So I got some lemonade. I try to retreat to the air conditioning only when it's above 90. Otherwise, I really don't like being inside. Oh no, Sherry. That's not fun. That's all right, Jess. You don't need to. I welcome all lurkers. Well, hello, Judy. How are you today? Nice to meet you. We are talking about layering colors today. Oh, before I forget, today's affirmation. Some people are really sick, so avoid them. You know, if you got somebody around you that constantly drains your energy, it's okay to avoid them and not interact with them and move on with your life. I know that one all too well. All right, let's get the music back on for me. Good, I'm glad to hear that. Do you like to color? Get that out of the way. Now, as we come around here at these various colors, this was that dark gray and that yellow. See, if you want something to read as yellow, but with a gray shadow, put down your yellow first. Just real light with that gray then. And if you want, you can blend it all together with a colorless blender. Awesome, awesome. This is my book, Ivy's Peculiar Patterns. It is available on Amazon. I have friends that have children that have a lot of doctor's appointments. So they take this book and color in it in the waiting room a lot. It's great to practice in, test out your colors. That's what we're doing today. I recently got a new set of colors. So we're kind of going through and testing out some of the colors that I've been using. I will do a full review on them once I'm done playing around with them. But I recently got them. So we're doing an exercise today on layering the different colors together. Just real simple layering, nothing too fancy at all. Train in real life. Let me see here. Why will it not let me do that? I don't know why. Hold on one moment. Well, hello, Fernanda. How are you today? I have just subscribed to your channel, Judy. And I'm going to share it in the chat here, I hope. Let's see if that worked. Is that your channel, Judy? I'm doing great today. We are playing with colors today. Mixing them together. This is that creamy yellow and dark gray. We put the dark gray down first. Awesome, awesome. I look forward to seeing your work. And then we get this, I don't know when you'd use this color, but it's interesting. Maybe on some rotten eggs, I don't know. But that's why you play with your colors. I'm doing well. For those of you who just stopped in, we'll pull out some other stuff I've been working on. I've been working in Imagimorphia. Years ago, I started this book, and here, let me zoom out. Oh, wrong way. There we go. Sorry about that. I wish they would give us a zoom slider, but they don't. Anyway, years ago, I had this book. And, well, hi, Hillbilly. And somebody stole it from me, and I just now replaced it. So we're going through Imagimorphia, coloring some pages. Here's one that I've started that I call it the cuckoo clock. I don't have any pictures up yet of this one. No video, no nothing. But that's why, when you come to the live, you get to see everything that I'm working on that I don't have posted yet. Awesome, Judy, awesome. Here, Hillbilly, I'll put the link in again. Judy also colors, so there's her link. Let me get Hillbilly's link. Hillbilly hosts the coloring chat in the mornings. I can spell. I'm not the fastest at this yet. Wrong one. There is Hillbilly's Chat. He hosts Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. usually. We all sit down and color together. And Fernanda also has a channel. And there is Fernanda's. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I think I've got everybody that's in here right now. Oh, you're welcome, Hillbilly. You're welcome. I love your chats. This is a page that I've been using to test colors out on. I love the way it's actually turned out, though. But you can see there's still some undone on there, obviously. But every time I have picked up a new pencil from this set, I have marked it on this page somewhere. Thank you. Thank you. Just so I know, hey, what does this look like? That's my test page in there. There's the pineapple that I finished. I know, no background yet. I do not like to do backgrounds. They're not my favorite thing to do. I did do a digital background for that one, though. Here is the skull that I'm working on. Next week, we'll have the skull itself up. And then this one is the Egyptian piece that I'm working on. This is the one that I did the gray underpainting with. Thank you all. Thank you all. And now we're just going over with base colors, and it makes the colors then pop off the page. Real simple. Time consuming, but simple. You just go through and color it like you would if it was a colored pencil, except for you just use gray. And then you add your colors on top of that. You just watch the video of the flower being finished. On the skull, this one, I think we've got all the flowers now. That was a lot of flowers to do. Yeah. So next week we're going to tackle the skull itself and the few little odds and ends that are left in the background. So that's some other stuff that I'm working on. On Tuesdays I color from this book, The Mystical Lands of Clonadra, Autumn's Magic by Karen Myers. Karen draws by hand. I love her work. It's adorable. All of these are live streamed on my page, except for this one. I didn't live stream that one, I don't believe. But the rest of them have all been live streams or videos. We've been having a lot of fun. All of these are Prismacolor so far. This was last week's, and then we started on this page last week too. I really like how this little dude turned out. I'm really proud of him. I think he's adorable. Had a lot of fun coloring him. Anyway, you can get her book on Amazon. Draws everything by hand. She's got a whole library. I don't know, 20 or 30 books. Crazy. And I love her work. So on Tuesdays, we color live from that book. I can get everything set back up here. I live in an RV, so everything is constantly being moved around. All right, there we go. Thank you, Fernanda. Thank you. All of these colors here, and all of these colors on this tray here are colors that I have pulled and used elsewhere in the Imagimorphia book already. And we just started going around randomly picking some colors today. These are Couleurs. These are Couleurs. I got the 120 set. Hang on, I'll pull it out here. That came with the case. Got it on Amazon. And I love it because it's got a little handle on the case. And when you open it up, it's got slots for every pencil. I've reorganized it a bit since I got it. Pulled a lot of colors out. You can tell this was yellows and neutrals here. The browns and everything. It did come with a coloring book, a little thin coloring book. I've been using it to test colors out on. And then it also came with this nice color chart. You know, let me back this up a little bit. Oops. Come on. This cool color chart. I figured out they named 103 wrong. I actually have coconut green here. But it was around $25. And it did come with a sharpener right there. Little pencil sharpener. I thought it was a really nice set for 25 bucks. So that's what I am using. I'm trying to get used to. I'd like to do a full review of it, but I have to use them in order to feel confident doing a full review of them. Yeah, Billy, fill it out as you use it. You know, you've got way more Couleurs than I do too. So just when you pull out a color, just check and see real quick. Do I have this on my chart yet? Oh, no, I don't. Then add it. That's the best thing you can do. I'm going to get a drink real quick. I do have the fan going. Stop. You were doing it and now you're not. Why? Are you stubborn? Are you forgetful? That's probably it right there. Pardon me. I have been fighting pneumonia. I'm still fighting pneumonia. I've been fighting pneumonia. I am on antibiotics. It will not release its grip on me. All right. Purple and canary yellow are two colors I would use all the time in my sunflowers. Not interested in perhaps a little lazy. Hillbilly. Anyway, when I do sunflowers, no matter the brand, canary yellow is one of my favorites. one of my favorite yellows. It's nice, bright, and cheerful. But the cool thing about purple and yellow is when you mix them, they have this cool brown color. And there, we just blended it out there. Having a pencil in your hand makes your hand hurt, so you don't switch until, so you don't swatch until you're ready to figure out what colors you're going to use. That makes sense too. One thing you don't want to do is, you don't want it to be painful. The less pain, the better. Anyway, that cool little brown color. Now, of course, if you want it to lean more towards purple, you put more purple on. You can override the yellow to an extent. A little bit more pressure, makes it a little bit darker. Then blend it out a little bit. And then come back in with the purple here. Get in there. There you go, something like that. You almost forgot to do what part? Blend it out? Blend it out? Yeah, we don't use the blender pencil as often as we should. A lot of times I just use the pencils itself to blend it out. But yeah, you can most definitely bring in the blender pencil here. You can go back over with the yellow if you want and smooth it out some. You can leave it rough if you want. See, now we've got a little bit brighter yellow there, which I think is a cool combination. Thumbs up. Now some colors, there's not as much difference between them to really stand out. You know, if I take, I didn't put these on here, but if I take canary yellow here, it's not going to be as dramatic if I put, if I put creamy yellow down and then I put canary yellow over it. There's not going to be such a dramatic difference. But then what I can also do where's that? You could also say bring in this golden orange. And bring that in there like that. Now I'm just having fun. All right, Sherry. And that's often what I'll do for a sunflower petal right there. Is a combination like that. You knew eventually I'd talk about sunflowers. I can't get away from talking about sunflowers. And then put a little purple in here. Like that. Don't follow my lead. Don't use your finger. Use your fluffy guy. It's a practice book. It's okay. I don't care if I smear it or not. It's just a practice book. But those would definitely be colors I'd use in a sunflower. This looks rather otherworldly too. Now let's zoom in a little bit more. Oh, that was too much. I want a slider, YouTube. Please give me a slider. There we go. Oh, you went right back. Gosh darn it. There we go. That'll work. I don't want to touch it again. You know, then we can take that same canary over here. And add just a little bit of that ink blue. we end up with this weird green color. But then if we start with the blue, and then put canary over it, we get this nice green here. And this is a good trick to use when you're doing leaves. It looks much more natural. Even though I like the olive green and I like the light olive green, this to me looks a little bit more natural. You know, greens in nature are not a solid color. They're really not. Especially when it comes to leaves. Well, I've done a few leaves in my time. You know, then maybe you want to darken this up a little bit. But it's all about the proportions that you use. And then this side will brighten up a little bit more. And if we want, we can smooth it out again. Like that. Let go of your pencils for a second. Get a drink. It's hot out here today. I'm going to turn my page. That's what I love about this book too. A lot of them you can just turn the page. This is that pink and that orange. Oh, hello. This pink is shallow pink. Go away. And then we get a nice peachy looking color like that. maybe you just want a little orange on it. That's nice together. I mean, how fun is that right there? That'd look pretty on a flower. That's exactly why I made it. Thank you. Hawaiian Hillbilly says, I like the concept of this page. Color Theory 101 practice page. Exactly. Exactly. Gives you plenty of space to test out colors. I love this book for that reason. And yet somehow it looks beautiful. It looks interesting. It's not boring. And all we're doing is mixing two colors together. That's it, you know. Okay, well on that we mix three, but pardon me. Right there. That one we mixed three. But the rest of them are all just two color blends. And you know, you've got, the good thing about this book is, then you've got the other page over here. You can do the same thing on. You know, the only difference between this page and this page is that this one has the gray background. No, I don't think you have, Hillbilly. You've done a lot of gradient work, but I don't think you've just sat and done just two colors together at the same time. And really, it's just layering one over the other in different proportions, and you'll get all these beautiful colors. At least I think it's fun. All right, that blue was Cobalt, I believe. And that was Orange Red. Oops, we didn't put the pink over that. This is Orange Red and Cobalt Blue. And I like this combination. This Cobalt makes a nice shadow color on that red. Welcome back, Sherry. Billy says that he might have done it accidentally or carelessly, but not intentionally. Play around with it, Hillbilly. Play around with it. You know, two opposing colors, it makes some great colors. Two colors that you don't think would go together, like these two. I mean, look at that blue-green that it created. I love that color. I will start with blue over here. I forgot to do circles. And depending on which color you start with gets you a different result. It's still the same two pencils. We'll do this one a darker. And we'll do this one a lighter. And then we'll go red over them both. Mulberry with goldenrod. Oh, yes. That is a beautiful combination. Now you make me want to get out my Prismacolors. And if we go outside the lines a little, it's okay. Oh, you were coloring a book. Oh, I bet that looked gorgeous. See, and here we've got a purple that's almost black. But you can see different proportions give you different colors. And which one you put down first determines what it's going to look like in the end. I believe that one, yes, creamy yellow. And that orange red. Dog train in real life. Absolutely, it's about understanding how light reflects. Turn it back, right side up. Oh, sorry guys. I gotta move around here for a minute. And over here we had that dark pink. Yeah, with red. Just plain red. mean, how pretty is that? I think that's so pretty. And who doesn't put pink and red together anyway? You know? Right? I love these two colors together. Thank you, Sherry. You know, it's the luck of the draw today on the pencils. Look at how much richer that is. Than either one by themselves. And then that's ochre. No, not ochre. Yeah, ochre. For sure. Yeah. Ochre was one of the last ones we used. Alright, fan. See, I've got them all mixed up now. Anyway, we're going to take red and ochre anyway. Oh, no, that wasn't ochre. Oh, well, we're doing it here anyway. See, I don't have all the colors memorized yet. That was that ginger yellow? Might have been. I don't remember. I'm going to have to go back and watch the tape. Or it could have been golden orange. Might have been golden orange. See, that's why you don't get too many colors. You get them mixed up. Anyway, red with ochre, this, the plain red, makes this beautiful brick red color. I could color bricks all day long like that. That's gorgeous. Right there. Well, here, let's just do this. That was red with ochre. This is that ginger yellow. Ah, that's That's what color that was. That's a great earthy tone. Looks like dirt. It's a great earthy tone. Now let's take that golden orange, do the same thing here. And looky there. Now I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm gonna get my hand out of the way here before I start talking. This color and that color are now very similar. And now it's just a bit darker, a bit richer with that ochre on there. I like that. Now if you even want to make this edge a little bit darker, then you start getting crazy and you bring in purple. Sharpening pencil. You want to make this edge just a little bit darker here? Come in just with a little bit of purple. Right on that edge there. And I know Hillbilly's been waiting for this one. And if you want to make it even a little bit darker, you bring in this really cool color. Dark gray violet. This is my favorite color in the Couleur collection. It is the reason I bought this set. This right there along the edge. Then it immediately gives it that depth. Right there. I love dark gray violet for that effect right there. Just that little bit made that big a difference. I know Hillbilly's been waiting for me to pull out that color. What a fun page this is. Alright, this was orange and brown. Literally brown. Wouldn't it though? Everybody says, wouldn't that make a crazy Halloween moon? Yes, it would. And how many layers you can put on here depends on the quality of your paper. You know, this is Amazon paper, so we're limited to about 4 layers before it starts breaking down. But there's the brown and the orange together. And yes, if you wanted to, you could just come in here with a little bit of that black grape and define that edge. Get a little shadow. Like that. Maybe a little bit more brown here. I like that. Oops. We got to do one with autumn gold. We had autumn gold and that dark pink. Oh, pardon me. And this is a really cool combination. Uh-oh, the music stopped. And then on this, if we wanted to get a little bit crazier, we'll bring in a little bit of that red. Now we got 3 colors going here. And it ends up with something like that. Colored right off the page for you. Wasn't that nice of me? Sorry about that, guys. And then, yes, if you wanted to darken that edge, just bring in that black grape. Like that. Yes, I absolutely... Black grape. Ha, 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 ha. Dark gray violet. If I've called it black grape, that... Black grape is the equivalent in Prismacolors. Alright. This is that. Oh, I'm going to sharpen a pencil real quick. And that was... I think that was olive. Hey, the only two choices are olive or light olive. Might have been light olive. I don't remember. We did it a long time ago now. Sharpening a pencil. And we'll sharpen this one too. We'll just do them both. Mm-mm-mm. Isn't that bad? I don't have memorized which is which. I think this one is olive though. Yeah. Hey, I guessed right. And shallow pink. Now this reminds me a lot of springtime. Like a springtime pink rose. Maybe a spring peony. I did it again. I'm going to have to move this back a little bit. I stopped doing that. I had to switch how I was coloring because my back was starting to bother me. So I apologize. I colored right off the page for you. Over here, that was dark umber. And that one was, there's a cream yellow and a creamy yellow. We built this city on rock and roll. Realized I hadn't said any of the songs I've been listening to today. Got too interested in talking about the colors here. And then yes, you can come in here with that purple because this would be cool. Darken it up just a tad. And then that dark gray violet. Like that. That's the one we just did. Well, hi Heidi, how are you today? You know, you could come in here and do that with this too, right here. That dark gray violet. Darken it up just a hair. What are you up to today, Heidi? Oh, something like that. All right, this one here. That was light olive. And here we had, oh no, here we had, oh, one of those colors. Ginger yellow, maybe? Yeah, I believe that's ginger yellow. That one's that one. Heidi's good at procrastinating today. Good for you. Thank you. This is a basic exercise in layering your colors to get new colors. Most of the images that you see on the page are just a combination of the two colors up here. I say most because a couple of them we've embellished. But just simply coloring one color over another color. Nothing fancy about it. Really not. It just depends on how much of one color you put and which color you lay down first. That is light olive. And this is ginger yellow. Makes a real pretty earthy green color. Good for a meadow, I think. And then we just blend it all out. Just smooth it in. Colorless blender. Like that. Yes, Prismas are good for layering. And I use a lot of Prismas. These are Colors. These are a new set of pens that I got from Amazon. And so that's why we're doing the exercise with them today, because I can do this with my Prismas all day long and know the results. Not so with the Colors, because they're new to me. So this is a good exercise to do today. This is my book, Ivy's Peculiar Patterns. It is available on Amazon. It's got a whole bunch of fun patterns in it to color. That's one thing we didn't do. We didn't flip through this book yet. Now mine is tattered and used and abused. But this is pocket size, purse size. Let's zoom out a little bit. Thank you. I got these from Amazon too. They're called gardening sleeves. Come on. Let me get zoomed back out here. Come on. Oh, come on. YouTube, I want a slider. Come on. Cooperate. It's not abused, it's loved. Well, I tell you right now, I'm not too happy with YouTube right at the moment. Come on. How much is my book? I think it's $9.95. Terrible of me, isn't it? Well, I got two different price points. Hang on, let me look up. This one might still be... Nope, this one's $15.99. This is my latest book. Yes, it is well loved. This was a one of my proof copies that I got. You know what? Since you won't cooperate that way, let's do it this way. Makes a great Christmas present, birthday present. Oh, come on. It's ridiculous. Yes, present to yourself. Yeah, I can't lift it up very much further. I need a slider button. Look at that. I told it to... Yeah, I'm getting there. As soon as I can get my freaking camera to cooperate here. How embarrassing. Hang on. Oh. I gotta zoom out. Yes, train in real life. Hey, there we go. That's better. Actually, I had to get up. Ugh. Because I can't see my camera really well from where I'm sitting. So, this is Ivy's Peculiar Patterns. It is meant to go in your purse, on the go. Here's my regular size book to give you an idea. Of the size here. 6 by 8, I think. Anyway, at the front of the book are these little miniatures of all the pictures that are in the book. I was amongst the first colorists on the market to be doing this, by the way. I did it before Joanna Basford did it. I love being able to say that. This was my idea a long time ago, to put the little miniatures in the front. That way, if you only have 2 minutes, you can, or you want to test out a color before you put it to the page, you can do that. And there is a video on my YouTube channel of the whole book too, before it was colored. I don't even have it all colored yet. A friend of mine did this for me. But it's got all these kind of fun patterns in it. Some are, geometrical. Some are circles. Some are overlapping. Some are just crazy. That looks like a pair of eyes looking at you. So the combined 2 pages could be really creepy if you wanted to, color them creepy. Oh, you just look like a pair of mechanical eyes. All right, Heidi. Got some bugs in here. Just some fun alien-looking items. Flowers in a circle with a little crescent moon. Now we get into some circles. Little circles, some oblongs here. There's the page we're on. If you haven't noticed the, eyeballs. Owl eyes, yes. These kind of look like eyeballs to me too. But each page has 2 different, one is shaded and one is not. 2 different options. A lot of people find coloring circles calming. So there are quite a few circle pages in here. Then we've got, little flower motifs. This one reminds me of lace. Some fun little snowflakes. Little floral piece. Of course, sunflowers. There's where my book is broke. Well loved. It's well loved. Nice little floral stitch pattern. You can see I never finished this one. A flower with some flames. Well, of course there's a sunflower in here. Nice little fun patterns. This one kind of reminds me of roses in a way. Nice little floral piece. Lots of leaves to color. More sunflowers. Oh, I tore out a page. I've got a page missing. Hang on. There's the page. I have something else I'm going to do with this one. And that's the good thing about my book, you know, you can tear pages out if you want. You know, it's meant to be on the go. It's meant to be used and loved. Thank you. Thank you, Judy. Another floral piece. Getting into more of the mandala or mandala style here. A fun little frog. I call him a frog. I see two eyes there. But I also see the other way. I see, you know, no nostrils here, eyes here. But I call that a frog. This is a fun design. Get into some more geometry, like a kaleidoscope of colors here. This would be a good place to practice layering colors. Of course, we got to have some squiggly lines. Some more circles. This is my Ripley Dale. He was my service dog for 11 years. He is featured in all of my books. So there's a pattern of the back of his head. You can color him whatever color you want. Some more fun. I think this would be cool in neon colors. This one looks like people cheering. You know, they've got their arms up in the air. Yay! That's what this one reminds me of. Some more kind of lace work going on here. I like to have a variety in my books. Stuff where you can add details if you want, or pages that you don't have to add anything at all, you know. Triangles. So, you know, sometimes you're in the mood to color different shapes. You know, today I wanted to color circles, so we're coloring circles today. This would be a fun one to do some little designs in all these little squares. And then speaking of squares, rectangles. These look like little robot faces to me. Yes, they're all on Amazon. Ivy's Peculiar Patterns, Ivy's Sunflower Spectacular, and Ivy's Magical Adventures. If you click on my name, once you find one of the books, you should find my author page. And it'll show all three of them on there. This one, too, reminds me of like a neurographic drawing where you color in the corners. You know, good place to doodle. This next one I call Splat. And we did this one as a buddy color in Hawaiian Hillbillies chat room. We had a lot of fun with that one. More geometry. Kind of like a Captain America. One little hearts in here. Another one that kind of reminds me of a robot in a way. Got some more squares. More little itty bitty rectangles in case you want to do some fine details. And then in the back of all of my books, I've got extra pages for you to test out your colors on if you don't want to test it out on a page. And then there are also blank pages at the back here that you can rip out. If you use markers and you need a backer, you can rip the pages out of the back of the book and use them as backer pages. So that's this book. That's my newest one. My first book, this was my first book, Ivy's Magical Adventures. This book is dedicated to my service dog, Ripley Dale. I lost him back in 2022. A beautiful puppy. I miss him dearly every day. This one's a little hard to see. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit more. Of course not. Go away. All right. Get that out of the way. Now we can see the whole book. He was my service dog for 11 years. We made quite the pair. We did a lot of things together. I miss him very much. So anyway, at the beginning I thought, this is a little kid telling a story to Ripley. You can put in whatever story you want in there. Whoops. And of course, Ripley loved the kitty cats, so we had to put a kitty cat in here. I did that in graphite. Sunflower and tomatoes and a little gnome, also in graphite. Sunflower, colored pencil. And I do have a photo that this is based off of. And I put a hat and sunglasses on the sunflower, and let me tell you what, that was quite the photo shoot that day. A little sunflower tiptoeing through the graveyard. Another sunflower. See, what ended up happening was I ended up drawing way too many sunflowers. So I had to make a second book. And that is Ivy's Sunflower Spectacular, which is all sunflowers or sunflowers related. There's a few pages in here I have not yet colored. That's graphite that I did. That's what I mean, you can draw on these pages, you know. Good for that. There's the neurographic art. I think I'm saying that right. Hey, there's a page that I tested colors on. Eventually it might look like something, but hey, we colored some colors on there. A little gnome and some mushrooms. Here's my little peace and love gnome. Oops, that's the backer page. There's my beachy gnome. Gnome at the beach. Here are the three little gnomes. That's based off of me and a couple of people I know. And or possibly I'm related to. Fishing gnome. The fishing rules are chanting "Here, fishy, fishy helps." And number 2, it's called fishing, not catching. Got a little gnome out here, and it's a peace fish. I'll turn it over this way. If you can see, the word peace is written in the fish. That's right. Chanting, here, fishy, fishy helps. And it's called fishing, not catching. If it was called catching, you would expect to get something every single time. But it's not called catching, it's called fishing. Anyway, you can tell my coloring books are well loved by me. There's Yoga Gnome. And yes, I left him in there. If you're offended, I'm sorry. But he cracks me up, so I left him in there. Thank you, Heidi. Thank you. And here is my fish. I made it a smoked fish. Please tell me you get the joke. Smoked fish. Ha ha ha. Smoked fish. The cigarette does not come on it in the book, in the original drawing. I added that. But I thought it was funny. Because I have a weird sense of humor. A little mushroom house. Little caterpillar. Of course, in the back, there's your pages to tear out or to do your color swatches on. And then Ivy Sunflower Spectacular. Again, you can see my cover is well worn, well loved. Again, at the beginning of this one, I've got pictures of sunflowers. In case you need to, check and see what exactly is going on. I've got all the little icons at the beginning. Thank you. This one is on, obviously it's only on 2 pages. Because there's not as many illustrations in this book as the other one. Anyway, it's all sunflowers or sunflower related, this book. No gnomes. Some of them I've finished, some of them I haven't, obviously. But that's why we're coloring in my books on Friday, so we can finish up some of these pages. Okay, Heidi. Another page. This one I'm really proud of. I love this one. This was made with Dollar Tree pencils. This one was. I was really tickled about how this one came out. But those are pencils all from the Dollar Tree. I'm a big fan of graphite, if you hadn't guessed that. I love coloring with a good graphite pencil. Again with the graphite. Thank you. Thank you. And this is just a fun one using those multicolored pencils. Oops. This is the sunflower that we did for the 4th of July. I still need to finish the background on this one. This is supposed to be like a sunflower monster. The eye of the sunflower. A little sunflower monkey. I don't know, he's a cute little critter. I call this one a puppy dog sunflower. And when you turn it around like this, two little eyes there, little mouth, little kind of beard going on here. Goofy looking sunflower dude. Silly sunflower with the eyelashes that look like sunflowers. Then we get back into some more serious ones, and then we've got a nice grasshopper to finish off the book. I still need to finish him too. Awesome. Thank you, Heidi. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You know, many thanks to my supporters on Patreon, my other book, and of course in the back, pages to test your colors on, and extra pages that I've already ripped out. So, if you like sunflowers, this is the book to get. If you like gnomes, get this book. If you like patterns, get this book. This book is going to be cats. Meow, meow, meow. Ivy's Fantastic Felines is supposed to be out in October. That way everybody can get a copy for their holiday shopping needs. Oh, pardon me. It is warm out today. Stay down there for a minute. Oh. Upcoming tomorrow, I am going out kayaking, or at least that's the plans. Oh, definitely, you will hear all about it as soon as I get it finished. The plans are to go kayaking tomorrow. I may or may not go live from the river. Just depends on how the day goes. If I do, it won't be for very long. So, and if I do, it'll be in the afternoon. This is what we did today. Overlapping colors. Just take 2 pencils and start. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, I think it feels about 95 here today. The colors that I did today were all colors that I pulled to do other pages in Imagimorphia. Let's pull out Imagimorphia real quick. I'll show you a little bit of what I've been doing in here. Oh, come on, get out of there. No, you're not going to do it. Eventually this whole book will be colored. This is a page that I haven't put up anywhere yet. Just a page I've been working on just behind the scenes. I call it the cuckoo clock. I don't know what else to call it. The other page that hasn't been seen until today is this page here that I've been working on. Every time I pull a color out of the box of colors, I've been testing it out on this page to see what color it is. So it's just a random assortment of colors on this page. Not done yet, obviously. There's still some things left to do. And the other stuff that everybody's already seen, there's the pineapple. There's the skull. The skull, I should have more of that done next week and get that uploaded. And then we're working on the Egyptian piece as well. And I just put a video up this morning coloring in the gold on that. So that is what is on the channel. Tuesday, I will be live at 1 o'clock. Sunday night, I will be live at 8 p.m. Eastern. Let's play some Farming Simulator. We do that every Sunday night. Finish off the weekend. Having some fun. Get everything back up here. But the most important thing to remember about today's live is don't be afraid to mix your colors. Take two and see what they look like together in different proportions. You may just end up with something random that looks really pretty. That's Imagimorphia by Kirby Rosannes. Imaginmorphia. Imagimorphia. Yeah, tongue twister. Sherry, not being delivered till the 29th. That's a bummer. But that's alright. We'll do a buddy color next month in it. I'm not going to be finished with the book this month. Ain't no way. I don't color that fast. I love that book. I absolutely love it. I think it's gorgeous. It's got the good paper. I can't go that fast, Sherry. I got too much other stuff to do in my life. I don't even think if I dedicated 24/5 to it, I could finish it in a month. I mean, most colorists, if they've done the whole book, it's taken them quite a while to do it. So, it's a nice book. I love Kirby Rosannes. Absolutely love him. Well, I don't love him. I love his work. He does a great job. Down here we had... Did we decide that was light olive down here? I think we did. And then we had the dark gray. Color a little bit more. I'm going to have to wrap things up here in a few minutes. It'll be 5 o'clock somewhere. 5 o'clock in my world. And at 5 o'clock on Friday afternoons, I turn into a pumpkin. I'm kidding. I used to be intimidated, and then I realized, I got this. I got this. It's just a bunch of little stuff. And if sometimes you want to color a bunch of that little stuff all the same color, that sometimes works out well. That's lovely. Sherry says she really gained her love for Kirby's books because of Hillbilly. Really? That is so awesome. I will tell you, after my book was stolen, I was disheartened so much I couldn't bring myself to buy it again because I had invested so much time in just that one page. And I kept telling myself, well, what if somebody steals this one? And I finally got up the courage to buy it myself. And then I had to keep telling myself, it's only $10, it's only $10, you know. The difference is this time I have the ability to record whatever I want out of that book. So that I have a better memory of it. Yes, I totally agree, Sherry. That was fun. Doing those pages. Yes, and I want to do some more in World of Color too. And then of course Kirby's 10th anniversary is coming out in October. I believe it's October. And I'm definitely getting that book. Even though it's got some repeats that I've already got from Imagimorphia and Mythomorphia. Mythomorphia is not my favorite. Yeah, don't let anybody else color in my books. Not gonna happen. No, I'm sorry, you cannot take my book home. You know, that's the bottom line. Alright, Heidi, yeah, I'm wrapping things up here. Have a great weekend. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. But I'll probably sit here tonight and pick at these and put some more colors on here. I'm going to sharpen a pencil real quick. But my hands are getting a little bit tired of coloring, so we're going to wrap this up. I really had a great time today trying to explain to everybody, you know, how just overlapping one color or another brings such a new color to your page. And that's all we did, was we put down one color and then we put down another. And that gave us all these colors in here that are on top of each other. And then out here, we started mixing how much of this color, how much of that color. It's a great exercise to do with any of your colors. What does it look like? And that's how you learn your colors. That's how you learn the power of mixing colors. Because some of these look better than the originals. That one right there, still gobsmacked. That pink and that red. Freaking gorgeous, right there. I love that color. You know, this one's so green and reminds me of a forest. So yes, sit down, play with your colors. Thank you so much, Sherry, for coming by. This has been a blast today. I really appreciate it. You have a beautiful weekend. I know I won't see you on Monday. But I hope to see you Tuesday afternoon, maybe. Judy, thanks for coming and hanging out. Judy's channel is Everyday Hangout with Judy. Go over, show her some love. Have a great weekend, everybody. And I will catch everybody on the flip side. Take care of yourselves. Don't forget to exercise your fingers.